Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mentor Monday. It's always amazing to be here, to learn from our mentor, Dave Daughtrey. Dave, it's always amazing to listen to you, get the nuggets of wisdom from the years of experience that you've been in this business. When I look at myself, who's been here for 4 to 5 years, I find myself like I'm a novice in this business. But listening to you, I'm learning a lot, and I'm sure all of us get to learn a lot. So I want us to welcome our mentor, Dave Daughtrey, amazing speaker, motivational speaker, amazing teacher, amazing networker. Oh, I cannot even finish all the English words to describe you. So welcome, Dave. Take us on and let us see what networking is all about. Continue to teach us so that we can grow as your team and, expert as your team. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you very much, Bansi. When you mentioned being a novice, I think we all need to think and be novices in a sense of having that desire to learn and grow. Because when we're just starting out in anything, we're like a sponge. We want to know, we want to keep learning and growing. And so it doesn't matter how long you've been in this business of networking. People are people, and they come from all walks of life in your network. And so I think we all need to just always maintain that attitude of freshness, of newness. And even at times in my 41 years of networking, I've learned that there's these cycles, just like the 4 seasons. You got, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And we go through these cycles, and it's important for all of us to always have that attitude of wanting to adapt, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, no matter what cycle you're in, whether it's an up cycle or a down cycle. Let's face it, business is business, and people are people, and people come, people go. Jay Michael just mentioned that one of his good friends for 40-something years just passed away, and so, we as networkers, we need to understand that there are these cycles. The road to success, whatever level of success you're striving for, the road is not a straight path. It's full of curves and bumps and sometimes even accidents, getting there. And so I appreciate you saying that, Bansi. I want to talk today about something that I feel is extremely important for all of us as networkers. Please understand that our Mentor Monday is designed to be a meeting where we discuss different aspects of networking, building, growing, developing, all of those things. And so networking to me is a natural process. Cloudy and I were just talking about this before we got on the call here. A lot of times people think, oh, I've got to become this great salesman, this great salesperson. Salesmanship helps. I heard Robert Kiyosaki say something last week. I listened to a lot of audios. I love when I'm driving. It's like a university on wheels. And Robert Kiyosaki said something when he just got out of the military. He was in the army in Vietnam. When he got out of serving in Vietnam, many of you probably, I'm sure you know Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, he made a comment. He said, no is where salesmanship begins. In other words, when someone says no, that's when our ability to use our skills, I guess we call it salesmanship. I look at it a little differently. Networking to me is very natural. I look at it as explaining something to someone that I feel doesn't really understand yet. Once they understand it, they can then make a logical, educated decision whether they want to do this or not. So I look at my way of networking in that I consider myself a person that explains, not necessarily a person that sells, if that makes sense. Now, I'm talking about the business side of it. The product side of it, look, I get messages almost every single day. People asking me, Dave, does your product help with this condition, that condition? There's people all over out there in every country They're looking for a way to overcome some sort of ailment, physical condition that they have, and looking for a product. We've got incredible products to help people with health and wellness, but we're focusing on the networking side of this. So when I talk to people, networking, as I said, to me, it's natural, but it's how we grow our business. So when I'm talking to someone, I want to just make sure that they really understand clearly, because I constantly get objections. And it's funny how over 95% of the objections tell me that they don't yet really understand. They don't understand the concept of networking. It could be anything from, oh, I've got to go get me a bunch of salespeople to go sell for me. No. Oh, it's some sort of pyramid scheme. No. Oh, I've got to invest $10,000 to get started. No. People they don't have an understanding of concept of networking. So I'd like to kind of ask all of you to go back from the moment that you heard about For Life, where it was, how it happened. Just think about it for a second. All right. What was the situation? Was it opportunity that we shared with you? Was it product that was shared with you? Now, whoever shared it with you, they went through the same thing you did, and who shared it with them, and who shared it with them. As you work your way up the tree, it's kind of like genealogy. Everyone's got a parent, they've got a grandparent, and a great grandparent, and a great great grandparent, and it goes on and on and on and on. I guess till you get to Adam and Eve. In this case, till you get to Dr. Robertson. Okay. So, but the point is that we all have an upline. So we heard about it from someone, somewhere, somehow. Well, that's what we want to continue to duplicate. And many times in this duplication process, you run into dead ends. As it starts to grow and develop the organization, all of a sudden one of the legs hits a dead end. Why does it hit a dead end? Generally, it's because someone stopped. Someone either stopped the process of networking. They stopped talking. They got involved because they believe in it. They got involved because someone shared it with them. And I guess we could say someone might have sold them on the idea of this concept of networking with For Life, getting involved with a team, a company, incredible products, all the benefits and so forth. But for some reason, maybe it's fear, whatever it might be, it stopped, hit a dead end. It happens every day. People run into dead ends. And so what I want to talk about today in this process of networking is that a dead end, it happens to everybody when you run into a dead end, or you might say you hit a wall and you feel like you can't go any further. Okay. There's something called OPM. And this is what people like to do in business when they're going to start a business and they go to a bank, they borrow money. OPM is other people's money. All right. Get a loan, use somebody else's money or a bank's money, some institution, whatever. OPP is what I want to discuss a bit today. OPP is other people's people. And that's the greatest resource we have, you guys. If you just look around your city, look around your country, look around the world, billions of people out there. We've not even scratched the surface yet on getting the word of For Life, transfer factor, networking, financial independence, achieving your dreams and your goals, and working with a team, and enjoying and embracing the process of doing it. We haven't even scratched the surface. So when I look around out there, I see all these people. Now, I can't go crazy running up and down the street with a For Life flag, jumping up and down, hollering at everyone, saying, you need to get into For Life. I'll probably get thrown in jail. So the way you do this is you do it through people, one at a time, or maybe two at a time, three at a time. And in some cases, if someone's a real big influencer, they can basically say, send out an email to, 50 people and say, hey, you 50 people, you need to listen up here. I came across something that's incredible. You need to listen to it. And they invite 50 people to the table. Okay. But the point is, someone has to be the driver. Someone has to be the presenter. Someone has to be the networker. And that's what this is all about. That's why we get together every Monday to talk about networking. So what I learned at a young age is the value of OPP, meaning that when I network, I have a couple of choices. One, I can go find cold people. And I like that, actually. I find talking to people, just developing new friendships, kind of fun. What's wrong with making a new friend? What's wrong with telling them about this concept? I mean, you're all here. I'm here. We know this is great. So tell them about it. And so I can do a cold market, no problem. I enjoy it. Then there's the warm market, people that we know. That for me seems to be a bit tougher. The warm market. Why does the warm market seem to be tougher? Because people that know us can judge us. They can judge Teacher Peter. They can judge Susie in Belize. Hey, Susie, thank you for joining us from Belize. Christian Arietta. People that know us, they put us in a box. They tend to judge us. And unless you've been very successful or you've done something great, chances are they're going to think this is the same old thing. What's going to make this different than what you did before, maybe? Or they just don't believe. Most people have to see it to believe it. If you showed up and said, hey, I'm making $50,000 a month, let me show you how I'm doing it. Yeah, they're all ears. They're like, tell me. But when you're getting started in your business, you're not there yet, you see. So warm market for me tends to be a bit more difficult. And it was when I started. Now, it's not now, because people look at me and they say, oh, Dave, man, you've made millions and millions and millions of dollars doing that business. Yeah, I had to work at it. It was work, you see. And the process is going to be the same for you as it was for me. You might do it faster because you have better tools today. You got much more at your disposal to build your business. So let's get back to the cold market. Okay. There's something that is, I talk about OPP, that I think is very important. Okay. What is warm to someone else is cold to you. Meaning that, let's say that Leah's on with us today. Let's say that I sponsor Leah. My whole goal in this process of networking is to not sponsor Leah and sit back and see what she does. No, that's not how this works. We're a team, Leah, you and me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at your circle of influence. Who does Leah know? Who's Leah met throughout her entire lifetime? Leah's family. They might judge her, but they can't judge me. They don't know me. So Leah just presents me as a business partner. Leah joined 4Life, got involved. She believes in our product. She believes in our company. She believes in the concept of networking, and she joined us. So Leah is going to introduce me. Now, this is where I'm asking all of you, are you prepared for that? If your downline, the one that you sponsored, okay, if the person you sponsored contacted you and said, hey, I've got a couple of people that are actually interested, they want to know, would you talk to them? Are you prepared to do that? I hope that you are. We've gone over many, many times, how to present. You've heard tons of presentations, all right? So sharing with them a concept, a product, then you can do it in PowerPoint. There's all kinds of different ways you can share with people, okay? But the point is this, if you're prepared to talk to your people's people, OPP, other people's people, and you do a good job. What do I mean by doing a good job? Be adaptable, meaning that everyone's got a personality, everyone's got a character. I talked to a guy a couple nights ago, a Cuban, strong character. The guy, you could just tell. He flat out told me, he said, hey, I like what you're telling me, but I'm not going to make any decisions until I investigate. So I have to make my decisions based upon my belief, mine. And I said, absolutely, I want you to. I said, I'm not here just to try to get you into something and say goodbye. I'm here to bring you in, work with you, build with you. All right. So I want you to be comfortable. I want you to know everything that you think you need to know to turn on the green light and hit the accelerator and let's go. So, but the point is this, is that when you talk to your people's people, be adaptable. All right. People have personalities. They've got character. Everyone's a bit unique. We're all unique. Okay. So just be prepared that when you talk to them, understand that friendship is the first thing you want to establish. Once you establish friendship, and that can be done fairly quickly. Just depends on the individual. All right. And I've been throughout Kenya. You're all very friendly. I've been to Colombia. Anna, hi, Anna. I see Anna in Colombia. Everyone's very friendly. You know, I've been to the border of Belize. I never crossed the border though, but I know that people around the world are generally all friendly. All right. So that's the whole point. You establish a friendship quickly. The second thing you want to do is establish trust with them. That can take a bit longer. Sometimes, it takes a day or two, and sometimes it can take months to establish that trust, meaning that as you work with them, I'll give you an example. I talked to Leah. Leah, she's excited. She introduces Florence. And all of a sudden now I'm talking to Florence with Leah, and Florence wants to get involved. So now Florence comes to the table, and I know as an upline, as a networker, as a leader, I need to also establish trust with both Leah and with Florence. That comes by being responsible, working with them, supporting them. If they have questions, you help them find the answer. You don't just leave them hanging. That's how the trust is established. So the more you work with the people, the more you're engaged with them, the more of a bonding experience and the more of the trust is established. And I go back to Dr. Ogina, because Dr. Ogina knows, we've discussed this a number of times, and we mentioned on these calls, that Dr. Ogina and I probably bonded where that moment of real trust and friendship came out in Nakuru when I traveled out there and we went to the national park. I even have a picture I saw a couple of days ago of me petting baboons. I was petting baboons in the national park. And so we weren't even talking about necessarily networking. We were just enjoying each other's company, just talking about life and things. And sometimes that's what it takes. As you develop a network, the glue, the cement that holds it all together are the relationships that we develop with our people. And those relationships are extremely important for the longevity and the solidification of your teams, of your network. All right. Yes, people will come, people will go, but we do everything we can to keep together, to keep the team, to keep the people together. So again, OPP to me, I talk to Leah. Leah presents me to Florence. Florence might introduce me to Nellie. Nellie introduces me, but I am a driver, meaning that I hope that as people come to the table, that I meet them, I get to know them. Now, I understand that when you're on the other side of the world, the only way I can do this through Zoom or through WhatsApp. I can't do it physically. Back in the old days, man, I was at every single opportunity meeting, Tuesday, Thursday evening, from 7 o'clock until sometimes 10 o'clock, 3 hours. Saturday, every single weekend, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. 3 times a week, I was at those meetings. I never missed one. In between, what was I doing? Networking. I was now talking to people, talking to people's people, but I was doing it physically, going out. Yeah, you call them up and make an appointment, but the strength was in getting out, shaking a hand, presenting, meeting them, napkin presentation at a little cafeteria where you sit down and write on a little piece of paper or a napkin, and hopefully you pull out a paper application and sign them up. But you're involved, engaged with the people on your team. All right. Now, sometimes it gets to a point where you've got people below you that become quite independent. They just want to do things themselves. I've got a lot of people in my organization that way. 141 of them now that have made $1 million that are extremely independent. And frankly, most of them, they don't need me. I mean, I got a picture on my WhatsApp here the other day. Let me show you guys. You might get a kick out of this if I can find it here real quick. I look like a kid. It was from, I think, 2000, 22 years ago. And Paulo Navarro sent it. And I couldn't believe it. I don't even remember the time it was, but I guess here it is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But that's me talking to Arminio. All right. When Arminio basically just signed up, and I didn't have a gray hair on my head because I dyed it. But the point is this, is that I met Herminio through someone else. That's Edgar Mojica. I met Edgar through someone else. That's Tommy Myers. And I haven't talked to Tommy Myers in probably 19 years. You see, why is that? As I said earlier, people come and people go. It's a revolving door, but we're networkers. If you're a networker, you keep driving through your people. People, no people, no people, no people. I can't tell you how many times I've driven through someone, and the person that I drove through, whether it's level 1, level 2, level 3, they're either gone or inactive. It's life, it happens, you see. But someone below them, I bonded to very much, and they're today bronze, gold, or platinum. Okay. I mean, and there are a lot of them around the world that way, from Barry Blake, to Sherry Din, to even Dr. Ogina. So here's my point again, OPP. The greatest resource you have are other people's people. Network through them. You don't know when you talk to someone if that person's going to be a platinum or if they're going to become inactive. You just don't know. You see, we want to keep everybody going, everybody building. But the reality is that some will and some won't. And so what? You just keep networking through the ones that want to do something. So if you run into a dead end, and here's a dead end. You sponsor someone, and that person goes out and starts bringing people to the table. And let's say they get to diamond, 3,000 life points. They've got maybe anywhere from 15 to 30 people on their team, maybe even a little bit more. Hopefully, as a good leader, a good networker, which you all are, you will identify someone. You take a leadership role. Remember, we're talking about leader in you. This month, it's all about the leader in you. Networking is also about establishing, declaring yourself a leader, leadership. So now you've got a diamond, you've got these people. Have you taken the time to identify those people down there, to contact them, let them know you're there, or if they get on a call through the chat, the chat, and I don't get a chance to look at all the chats here because I'm speaking, but I would hope that when you have somebody new in your downline, you're welcoming them, you're edifying them, you're making them feel warm and fuzzy, like they're part of a family, all right? But if you get to a point where that diamond and nobody in that organization is willing to do anything to just bring one person to the table, share with one person, and you can't inspire, motivate, persuade them to do it, then you know what? You go back to square one. Go back to square one. Find someone else. You've heard me say many times, it's easier to give birth than raise the dead. All right. So you find someone new and you start working through them. The greatest resource you have is OPP, other people's people, because let's face it, you're not going to go out and build a linear line of 5,000 people that you sponsor in For Life. Hats off to you if you can think you can do that. It's wonderful, but networking is not that. Networking is getting in and sifting through people, getting to know people's people, and establishing a leadership role. And being a leader doesn't mean that you're better than anyone. Doesn't mean that you're, excuse my language, but cockier than anyone. It doesn't mean that at all. It simply means you're networking. It means you might have been in longer than someone else. Therefore, you know a little bit more. So it's about helping people, guiding people. All right. And to me, that's what networking is. And so, I've got hopefully some new people coming on board here in the next week or so that I really believe I can get into a really good group of Chaldeans. Here where I live in San Diego, there's a huge Chaldean community. Every liquor store and every car wash in San Diego County is pretty much owned by a Chaldean. But Chaldeans are from the Middle East, Iraq, Iran, Syria, through the Middle East, Chaldean. And so I have a gentleman that's Chaldean, and he was actually the captain of the police department. And so hoping that I get in with him and he starts bringing people to the table. All right. And I know that as people come to the table, again, some will, some won't. So what? Timing is everything, you guys. You're all here right now because the timing was good. The timing was right. You joined us. And by the way, I'm very grateful and glad that you did. You're part of our For Life family. All right. But understand that there are people out there. The timing might not be right. There's not much we can do about the timing. All right. Now, let me take that back. There actually is something we can do, because if they think the timing is right, it's right. If they think it's wrong, it's wrong. If they think they're too early, they are. If they think they're too late, they are. If they think it won't work, they're right. If they think it will work, they're right. So it's really what they think. Okay. So think about this. If you could change the way they think, that could change the timing, right? Right. That's what happens. Somebody not even aware of For Life hears about it, and you present to them, and you remove any obstacles they may have, any objections they may have. Okay. All of a sudden, the timing starts to become right. You see? Now, sometimes maybe something's going on in their life. One thing I know is that, for example, divorce. When someone's going through a divorce, generally their mind is not in the right place. They've got that going on. They're stressed, or maybe there's some family issue going on. People, it's life. It happens. My point is this, though. By you planting the seed, talking to them, sharing this with them, networking with them, you can change the timing. Okay. I've had people that thought the timing might not have been right. It turned out to be platinums. One of those people was Sherry Din. Sherry, man, I can't tell you. She was hard on me. She was so afraid her family would get mad at her because they were all in another network marketing company. I had to convince her, basically, that company was not going to support her. And I was right. They didn't. They're no longer around. They're gone. All right. And I'm sure she's very grateful that she made the decision to let go of that and get involved with us at For Life. So I was able to change the timing a little bit by just presenting everything clearly to her. So she understood clearly about For Life. She understood what our vision was about building a global network, a global business. And so once she heard all that, she finally made the decision. Here she's a platinum. She's got three platinums below her. And I don't know how many golds, quite a few golds. But the point is this. I met her through someone else again. In fact, here's the story of Sherry real quick. Jeff Outgilbers. And I don't know how Jeff found Linda Emerson, but Linda lives on a farm in Canada. Her For Life has enabled her to have pure freedom. She lives on a farm, a lot of acres. And so she's a farmer. And she was in that company that Sherry's in. And she knew of Sherry. And I happened to be going to Singapore. And I was going to Singapore for another gentleman. And here's, you guys, almost every one of my platinums down below, except Jeff, I found them through OPP or even a lot of my golds. I was going to Singapore for a gentleman named Richard Coe, who was under Indra. All right. Indra was found by Barbara Combs, who was found by Bonnie Hornsby, who was found by Ray Heron, who was found by me. So I found Ray found Bonnie found Barbara found Indra found Richard Coe, and Richard Coe found Richard Queck. Of all those people, guess who the qualifying gold is? Richard Queck. Richard and Nancy. You guys see them all, they're on LinkedIn. Richard Queck I think he's probably one of the ones that posts the most in Ambassadors in Motion. All right. So the point is this. I didn't know Richard. I had to go through all these people to get to Richard, but I happened to be going to Singapore doing a meeting for Richard Coe. All right. Well, all of a sudden I get a phone call. It's a three-way call with Linda Emerson and Jeff Outgilbers telling me that there is a lady there in Singapore named Sherry Din. And they told me all about her. She was in Formore, another company. And they said, Dave, you need to meet with her. All right. And so they contacted her, of course. And then I contacted her and we set up an appointment to go meet. She kept me out until like 3 a.m, eating sauté, chicken on a skewer, chicken on a stick, eating and eating and eating. And all she kept saying was she couldn't do For Life because her family would kill her because they were all in Formore. She got her entire family, brothers, mother, cousins, all in for more. So I had to really work hard on her, but I got her into For Life. And Jeff, of course, Jeff and Linda. But the point is this: I was in Singapore. All right. Linda's never been to Singapore, even till today, never been to Singapore. Now, that's networking. All right. They used me, I used them. How'd they use me? I was the presenter. I was the one that met her face to face first. I was the one that sat down till 3 a.m. talking to her. I was the one that had to battle the objections that she might have had, which she did have actually. But then once we got her going today, if you look at her family, Sadiq, her brother, is a platinum. Akram, her brother, is a gold. All the cousins she's got are golds and bronzes. Her entire family, again, is in For Life. But this time, they've been in For Life for probably since 2006. But the point I'm making is this: OPP. They used me, Jeff and Linda Emerson used me, and I used them. They used me to tell the story to Sherry. I used them to get to Sherry. That's networking, you guys. So we all have to be willing to do that. We all have to be willing to present for our people, drive through our downline, identify people down there, and present. And I think, excuse me, I think one thing we need to do, excuse me, coming up on one of our calls, Mentor Monday, Claudia, maybe want to make a note of this. We can start off after convention. We're going to go back to presenting. We're going to go back to, because we'll have this new PowerPoint, and want to go back to presenting and make sure everyone is on the right track when it comes to the storytelling, when it comes to presenting. I think we tend to gravitate a lot towards, all the product benefits. The product benefits are wonderful. We love the products, but I think it's extremely important right now with the global economy the way it is, with going to a global recession. Some countries are struggling more than others, of course, with inflation. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of concern going on around the world right now. And I think people are feeling very unsure about what's happening. Let me tell you something. The greatest insurance, the greatest security there is in yourself. Once you know how to network and you become a great networker, it's a great feeling, because you've got resources. There's people all over out there, and people have to survive. They have to survive. So we have something, hope. We've got something for them, opportunity. And the great thing about it is they're not alone. They're with us as a team, as a family. So my point is this: the storytelling, which is presenting, is extremely important to share with them the entire package. What's the entire package? It's not just talking about transfer factor. I know all about transfer factor. I even know the Dalton weight of transfer factor molecules. All right, natural killer cells, T helper cells, all the various cells, that immune type cells, Pryor's patches in the gut where transfer factors are absorbed. I can get into all that stuff, but that's not duplicatable. All right, that's not the KISS method. Keep it simple and stupid. All right. So to me today, a good presentation today is about hope. It's about opportunity in an industry that is over $4 trillion. $4 trillion are spent every single year on health and wellness, And we've got products that are right there at the top. Incredible products. And you can share the products. Of course, you share the products, share the benefits of the products, but don't make the product the only thing. The opportunity is important because you're networking. You want to get into their people, or their people's people, and so on. So I talk about today in my presentation, I talk about, again, this global, uncertainty, but we have dreams. Everyone has dreams and hope. We all do. It's how we live. It's how we stay alive, is because of our dreams. So what options do we have to achieve those dreams? And then I kind of get into that, go get another job, work 10 jobs if you want. Don't sleep at all. All right. That's not logical. You can only do so much as one person. Go back to school. It's going to cost money, but then what are you going to do while you're in school? How are you going to survive? What are you going to do when you get out of school? Most people get out of school and they still don't know what they're going to do. All that is just a delay tactic. All right. Become a social media influencer. You can do that, I guess. But how do you do that? Who's going to show you how to do that? How are you going to build up all these people on social media? All right. Very, 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 very rare. All right. That someone becomes a social media influencer. You're much, much better off getting involved with a team of people, aligning yourself with a good company, partnering with that good company, OPP, other people's people, use David Lisenby and his people to do all the necessary work for you, which would be processing any payments of products that are purchased, shipping out any products that are purchased, paying any commissions that have to be paid to people, doing all the overhead expenses, all the inventories, all the licensing, insurances, taxes. Let them deal with all that stuff. OPP. And now you just have to do one thing: market, talk, get out, share. All right. Don't be afraid. Start working through people. So to me, that is the future. Networking is the future. So in my presentation, I show that option. And then you go through the benefits real quick. Look at the benefits of this option. Look at everything you've got. You're not in business by yourself. You're with a team of people. You don't have to invest anything really to get started. Let's say you don't have to invest anything. Okay, $200. Invest your $200, start your business. All right, let's go. Where else are you going to get? And the $200, that's not like a sign-up fee or anything. That's only $10 in the emerging markets, $25 in the corporate markets. You get product for that. We want you to use the product. The whole idea is to get involved in the family, join for life, join the team, all right, and start inviting people to join. So now you get the benefits of using the products, investing in yourself every month. That's your investment in you. We all invest in ourselves. And then you've got a global business all over the world. People know people know people. Very quickly, you can be in different countries. We've got Belize here today. We've got Kenya. We've got US. We've got Canada. Maybe have South Africa with us right now. We got Colombia. So networking, you guys, all over the world. Great benefit. All right. So all these benefits that you have, but then what about also the duplication? Think about it. As you network, you duplicate your efforts. 2 turns into 4, turns into 8, turns into 16. As you keep driving, as you keep working with your people, with your teams. All right. Then there's the residual income side. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Everybody here gets to gold or platinum. And now you've got a residual income. And even if that residual income, let's say it was $5,000 a month, that's $5,000 a month more of residual income that you have before. You see, some of it might be 5, some of it might be 50. The point is this is a place where you can do that. And that's what I like to present to people. Why for life? That's the last part of my presentation. So the first 2/3 of my presentation now is more about the world, options, the benefit of the option that I chose of networking, and then why I chose for life. And that's really how I present today. And why for life? Well, to us, that's an easy one. Debt-free company, stable global company, all over the world, you can build your business. For life now, they've paid over $2 billion they've paid us in commissions. So you've got a strong company, you've got products that are scientifically proven, products that are backed by data, by real science that work, unique patented products that make a difference in people's lives. They have an impact on people's health and wellness, from skincare to weight loss, to transform, to immune system, to various systems of the body, heart, lung, reproductive system, nervous system, eyes. We have all of that in our products. And that makes it, we're a unique company. No one has transfer factor like we do. So that's how I present today. Now, in presenting, I want to say this, and then we'll kind of open it up if there's any questions or any comments. Be able to present in 5 minutes or in 30 minutes, depending on your audience. We all have to be able to grab someone's curiosity, make someone curious, grab them through curiosity. You heard curiosity kills the cat, right? Get them to be curious. When I talk to people, I'll tell them real quick, I'm a networker. I have a home-based business. I teach people how to build a business right from home in a health and wellness industry of $4.2 trillion. Who wouldn't be interested in knowing more about that? You see? So I try to take them to a point where at least they're listening to me and they want to know more. Or if they've got the time, I sit down and explain to them. And I honestly hope they have questions and objections. Because in my networking experience of 41 years, if someone doesn't have questions or they don't have some sort of objection, they're really not in. The easy in, easy out. Here today, gone tomorrow. They have questions, they're curious, they want to know more. They have objections, they're serious. They have to overcome that objection in order to make the decision. I like that personally, because I've got the answers to the objections. Again, networking to me is clearly explaining what we're doing here, building a global network, building a global family, building a global team of people, all that invest in themselves using our products, and they invite other people to do the same. Now, let me say this and we'll finish. In doing that, yes, you are out selling product to people as well. There's nothing wrong with selling. I've got over 500,000 customers in my network that buy products that have never sponsored anybody. They just buy the product for personal use. A lot of them. I love that. I love customers. But keep in mind, as networkers, that's what we're talking about. As networkers, we're all building a global team, family, society, bringing people in, all right? But in the process of doing that, you're going to sell product, all right? You know, when I talk to people, I don't know what's going to happen. Nothing may happen, or they may become a customer. I'm not going to say, no, you can't be a customer. Love my customers. Let me show you how to buy the product. Here's how you do it. Buy the product, use the product. Hopefully one day you'll be ready to network as well. If you're not ready now, fine. You all know that I've got famous people, Viola Davis, Gabby McLean, you know, Air Supply band members. They've all got their careers. You know, they use the products. So they're wonderful customers. We love our customers. But if you want to achieve your financial goals, your ambition financially, you're going to have to network. Okay. So do both. Make money selling some product. Also keep building and growing your network. So with that, we've got about 10 minutes left. I'd like to open up and see if we have any questions, any comments. Claudia, do you see any comments in the chat at all? Oh, Costa Rica is with us today. Hey, Christian in Costa Rica.
Christian is new in the meeting, so while I activate the microphones, I'd like to know if Gabby has a few words while people.
Oh yeah, Sweetie's here. Yeah, Sweetie, we'll turn it over to you for a couple of minutes, please.
If she's ready, if she wants. I'm just activating the mics now. One sec. And I'm just gonna. Ready, Gabby.
You're still muted out.
I know it. I just gave her the.
There you go. There you go. Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Wow, what is it, like a week and a few days actually before convention, about 10 days. Gosh, this is really, really creeped up on me, on us. But we're finally going to be able to see some of you that are going to be able to attend, and those that are not, remember, there's still virtual convention. But one product I do want to highlight. Excuse me, I had my green drink. But I want to highlight the lung product. Okay. I was reading the other day about the lung capacity and as we get older. And one important factor that is interesting to share is that our lung capacity does decline the older we get. So I have recommended this product for people that, you know, basically have any health crisis with the lungs, okay? Whether it was COVID, whether it was smoking, whether it is vaping, whether it is anything to do with the lungs. I don't have any problems with my lungs. But since I've been taking this product, I have noticed an increase of function in my lungs. It's a subtle feeling, but like I said, everybody needs a product, okay? Everybody needs a product. And you don't know until you try it. But this has been very beneficial to me. And my son Marcos also commented to me that he feels, you know, when you take a product, I'm not going to tell you the specifics of every ingredient. If somebody wants to know that, that's what we do. We send them a smartphone app, okay? Use that. Just basically your own testimony will let them know what the product has done for you. Many of our products are amazing. They really are. Again, like Dave says, I'm a product person, and he's, you know, he basically has a full spectrum of gifts regarding networking. But it's our job as affiliates to make our friends and family aware that we do have a product or many products that can actually enhance our quality of life. And what I mean by quality of life is quality. You know, I mean, you can breathe better, you can function better. The better you breathe, the better your brain functions. The more oxygen you get, the better cells you build. It's just overall health. And anyway, I was reading the chat and see if anyone has any questions.
Gabby,
But-
Emmeline, did you read Emmeline Uitesi? She has a question. Emmeline, I'm not sure where you're from, so I want to also welcome you because I don't really recognize your name. I'm sorry if you have been here several times. If you want to actually ask your question in real life, we have a few minutes.
Yeah, I see here. In 30 seconds, how do you explain for life? Emmeline, where are you located?
I don't, oh, here she is.
Let me answer that, Evilise. I'll open up your mic in just a second here. Okay, so if I have 30 seconds, obviously I'm not going to try to explain for life in 30 seconds. What I'm going to try to do in 30 seconds is set up the next time we can talk. So I'm just going to tell them that I'm involved in a business. I have my own business right from home. It's a global business all over the world. We have offices, and we market a very unique product called Transfer Factor. Have you heard of it? Well, chances are they're going to say no. 99% chance they'll say no. They've not heard of it. I'd like to tell you more about it so you can see, because I teach people how to build their business right from home. We've got a team of people as well all over the world. And you can do this just by getting on with your cell phone or your computer. We got apps, you get your own website, everything is set up for you. And the great thing is, to get started, you wouldn't believe it. It's pretty much almost nothing. Very, very, very little investment to start. So can we talk again? Give me your information. Let's set something up. Talk tonight, tomorrow. But the whole point of 30 seconds, if that's all I've got, then I'm going to use those 30 seconds to just create curiosity. That's all. I'm not going to try to explain it all in 30 seconds. Now, if I had 30 minutes, all right, because you have 30 seconds, 30 minutes, yeah, now I can give you a bit of a better presentation. Explain about a debt-free company out of Utah with offices all around the world, a company that manufactures their own product, Transfer Factor, wonderful company, 24 years old, great history, solid company. You can align yourself, partner with that company, because they decided to market their product, not through conventional means. They use us, the public. We, the public, get to participate and make money in the marketing. Now, think about that. They're giving us the money to do it. So the more we share, the more we talk, the more we make. And it's residual money, meaning anytime someone comes back and ever uses a 4Life product, if they're in your organization, you can earn a residual income from that. And then tell them about Transfer Factor, the uniqueness of our product, the 3 R's: recognize, respond, and remember threats, educating. I call it borrowed immunity. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could borrow your immune knowledge to teach me to recognize a particular threat? We can. We can borrow immune knowledge today. We can educate our systems, cardiovascular system, reproductive system, nervous system, all these systems of the body. How amazing is science today? So I would begin talking about that. And I'm not going to do a whole presentation right now, but in 30 minutes, yeah, I can explain it. And then the magical question, what do you think? How do you feel? You ready? You see, I think many times we get to that part, but we don't ask the question. You know, I just shared it with you, okay? And you expressed to me that you would like to better your position financially in life. You'd like to make more money. The health and wellness is at $4.2 trillion industry. So you see that there's money to be made. So again, if they're not ready, why? I'm a curious person. Why? What part don't they understand? You see, let's get into that now. That usually happens, you know, after the 30 minutes. All right. Now you need more time. So there's a process, you guys. It's not like, okay, I present, you sign up. I present, you sign up. I wish it was that way, but it's not. All right. There's a process. Everyone has to go through their filtering process to get to that point where they're, oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. Evilise,
and before we go to Evilise, I just wanted to, she did tell you she is from Philippines. So yay, welcome Philippines. Because
oh, thank you. Wonderful.
From Gabby's invitations, because she's always very careful with all the Philippines team to let them know we're open. So thank you, Emmeline from Philippines. Okay,
Omar's comment is exactly right. 30 seconds, you can only ask if they would like to know how to enjoy time, money, freedom with a company that has what the world needs. You know, there you go. You know, that's 10 seconds basically. You know, but that's it. You just want, all you're trying to do in those 30 seconds is to get 30 minutes. And then from 30 minutes, you're trying to get maybe a couple of hours. And eventually what you want to get is their life. I want your entire life. All right. But you don't tell them that in the beginning, you know, like, you know, Claudia, I got you for life. No, there's a process. I mean, Claudia's family, I can say that to her now, you know, but there was a process of when we first met. Evilise, okay, let's open up your microphone. How are you?
Oh, hi, I'm doing okay. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I don't know if it's appropriate because I know it's a business opportunity meeting, but I got curious the last time you and your wife was in the meeting. It was Ponte la Camiseta, and she said something about she got a problem with the eyes, and she had a really good result with the product. And I would like to know if she have some special product that she put together in order to have achieve those results. Because I having a hard time using those glasses. I hate them, but it limited me a lot. And I would like to, I'm using the product a lot in order to get better. But I would like to know what she really used to get the results she has nowadays with the product.
Yep, Gabby can share that with you. Absolutely. Sweetie, go ahead and share with her your eye situation.
Yes, it's for Gabby.
And the product.
First of all, I had some really serious eye issues. It was called central serous retinopathy. It was when you get blisters in your retina. And I went to a specialist here in La Jolla in San Diego. And there's a whole medical building just for eyes, okay? And I saw a specialist, and I went for 2 different days, and it was basically, the doctor said they couldn't do nothing for me, nothing. And I was really depressed because I was legally blind, okay? I couldn't see. It was kind of like if you put wax paper on my eye, that's how I would see, the wax paper. And I could only see it 50% out of my left eye. And that was because they were blood blisters, fluid blisters that had accumulated on my retina, and that was impairing my vision. And I had headaches. It was somewhat painful. And since they did tell me they could give me a cortisone shot in my eye, but that wouldn't guarantee anything. So I waited. I didn't want the cortisone shot. So what happened was, without me knowing, that year convention, they released the product Vista. And as soon as we got a bottle from corporate, because they do give platinums, the products before, you know, we're not supposed to say anything, but they give us the products at convention. I took that bottle and I opened it. And I'm not kidding you, within 12 hours, I had my sight back. I mean, it was miraculous for me. Because it is an autoimmune disease. What I had is an autoimmune problem of my eyes. The doctor said that my immune system was attacking my retina, okay? And I have also had alopecia, which is another symptom of your immune system attacking your follicle, your hair follicle. So my immune system attacks me when I'm stressed, okay? My immune system plays roles, not just me, but everybody, eczema, rashes, whatever it is, it's an immune.
Crohn's disease.
So Vista helped save my eyesight. And it's been like something I take, and every time I don't take it, like maybe I run out, I can tell a difference when I do take it. My vision clarity comes back. I don't have that problem with having almost be legally blind. As a doctor said, I'm legally blind, but as long as I can see 50% out of one eye, I'm fine driving. Crazy, huh? But that was basically my dilemma, was that I had a condition that was an autoimmune condition. So I highly recommend Vista as well, because that's one product that everybody needs. If you're on the computer, if you're on your phone, I mean, I cannot believe we're sometimes on our phones 5
Blue
hours
light.
a day.
Yeah.
That light will damage your eyes. It really will. If you're not, you can wear glasses like I have here with blue light filter. But again, you know, you need to protect your eyes. And Vista is a product that will definitely help.
And take a transfer factor too.
Of course, of course.
So we've got Omar's got his hand up. So before we finish here, let's go ahead and have
Thank you.
Omar jump in.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can always as well, you know, Gabby's pretty easy to contact. She's in all the WhatsApp groups. So if there's any
Yeah.
questions or anything, you can reach out to her. She's always
you.
ready, willing, and able to share anything with products. Omar, how you doing, buddy?
You're muted.
No, he's not on mute.
Well, I can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Omar.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Dave. This is powerful. I love to be here. Sorry, I wasn't interacting much at the beginning. I'm at work, but I said, oh my God, I can't miss this. Once I got in, and I love all the information, Gabby sharing all that. One of the things that I don't want to digress, but I want to go back to the OPP just real quick with a question, but also about the Vista. I myself spend a lot of time, screen time, and I've noticed significant improvement in my eyes because they were like hurting me, and you get all that with the screen time. So it has helped a lot. Now, going back to the OPP, I have one of my biggest challenges per se is trying to get people's list. You know, I'm working a lot through social media. I'm working a lot with cold market, which is good and it's bad because they don't have that trust factor yet. So I've had people in my group that recently signed up. I have this lady who has a list of over 300 people, but here comes the but. I can't touch that list.
Okay, not to interrupt you, Omar, but to me, the first one word pops into my head. Why? That's the mystery. Why? And so if I was talking to them, I would ask them, I would say, look, they're going to hear about For Life. They're going to hear about transfer factor eventually from someone. No one's going to stop people from talking about this. It's going to happen. So whether it's today or next year or in 5 years, they'll hear about it. So why don't we share this with them today? I get very, very bold and very frank. What's holding you back from introducing this to those people? And then let them talk and find out why. Why would she not be willing to bring those people to the table?
Absolutely. I'm gonna do that right away. I'm gonna text her right now because I'd be texting her a lot. And I just want to know.
Yeah,
I would like
ask
to know
her.
why.
Yeah,
That's a
ask her.
great question.
And you tell you what, if she gets on one of my calls, let me know. All right. If she's there, say, hey, Dave, I've got, what's her name?
Laura, she's from Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if I had a contact like this guy, this captain that I'm going to be working with pretty soon, with him, we've been talking about all the people he knows. He keeps thinking of people all the time. I mean, he's been sending me messages. Dave, I know this person, I know that person. So obviously he's going to be bringing people to the table now. So I stimulated him enough to want to start getting people to come and listen. Maybe that's what we need to do with Laura. Get her to a point where she like, maybe she, sometimes it's this, though, Omar, there's this fear. If Laura was in another network marketing company, let's say, and she talked to people and that went down, the company crashed or something happened and it failed, no one blames themselves. They always blame someone else. So she might feel that she's lost credibility with people. Maybe she's got this list, but she's afraid. And sometimes people are afraid of this also. They think that they have to make everyone's decision for them. So it's like, well, I'm not going to bring my people to the table until I know that this is going to work. Look, they'll make that decision whether what they want to do something or not. All right. We know it works. And you can't say that I'll tell them once it's working for me, because the only way it's going to work for you is by telling them what comes first, the chicken or the egg. You know, so when I talk to people, again, you guys, I'm very logical. I've been doing this long enough to when I talk to someone, pretty much at the end of the conversation, they know I'm right. They know I'm right. Now, that doesn't mean they're ready. We talked about timing. All right. So, you know, again, I feel that my job 99% of the time is getting through everything I have to the process with this person so they understand what this is really all about. And hopefully at that time, they're ready to do something about it. Doesn't always happen. Many times, nothing happens. But I gave it my all. I gave it my best. And I'll say this and we're going to finish. I'll pass it back to you, Claudia. When I do present, you guys, one thing I will say, you know, I guess I'm going to brag here for a second, if you allow me to. I give it my all when I present, because I don't know what's going to happen. If I give a half-assed presentation to that person, then I've not done any justice to what we're doing here. I've not done any justice to networking, to being a leader, presenting. So I try to give it my all. All right. After 41 years, I still do that. And why do I do it? I get a rush out of it. I think it's kind of fun to see if I can take this person from unknown, knowing nothing about this, to actually knowing about it and then doing something about it. That's, to me, that's exciting. And then once they start doing something about it, I get to travel the journey with them. I've traveled the journey with many people. I just showed you that picture. Hey, Omar, I don't know if you saw this picture or not, but Paulo Navarro sent this to me. That's me when I was presenting. That was probably 2 months after I met Arminio, and, you know, down there in Puerto Rico. But the point is this, is that I've traveled the journey with many people today that are golds and platinums and bronzes and some, you know, presidentials and even some diamonds. That's what makes it so wonderful, is the journey. So again, I don't want to get caught up on a tangent here, but that's what we do as networkers. All right. So you guys, thank you. Appreciate you taking the time today. I see also we have Charles from Ghana. So Ghana's with us today as well. So everyone, thanks for your leadership. Dr. Ojina in Kenya with the team there, with Jesse, all of you, Ruth, Florence, you know, Leah, Janet, Mercy, Bancy, all of you, you know, Evelyn or Yvonne. Thank you for your leadership over there in Kenya, Costa Rica with Christian, Charles in Ghana. We've got Anna in Colombia, J. Michael here in the country of Texas. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. But Belize, Susie from Belize, thank you. You guys, thanks so much for being with us today. Keep going, keep growing. Claudia, I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, everyone. Okay, just some admin notes. Excuse me.
And Omar, thank you.
Next week is convention, so Dave and Gabby are going to be packing up their bags, so they won't be hosting the Mentor Monday. I will be hosting, but just making sure, like the topic really will be why it's important to bring people to the meetings, and so that's the topic I'm going to touch on. And I just want to make sure I'll talk to Dr. Regina, because I think Dr. Regina will continue with his trainings, but English trainings will stop because we want to refocus everybody into the virtual convention, which is going to be very packed. And if you pay for the virtual, you'll have your recordings. There's a lot of videos that are going to be coming in from people on social media. And so you're going to have a lot of information coming in. So we don't want to divert from the information that's coming in. Then the following Monday, the Mentor Monday, also Dave is going to be coming back, and I'm also traveling back. So I need to talk to Bansi and some of the African team to see if they want to help me lead. I can probably make it, and if I make it, and if my plane is a midnight plane, I will be coming with all the news from Utah, what's new, showing you products. So, if all goes well, I'll be here, and then we'll have Dave and Gabby back for the following one. So just keep your eyes in the calendar, keep your eyes on your WhatsApp groups. But remember, the most important thing is take the action and bring people to the table, bring people so Dr. Regina and Jesse and Omar and Mike and all of us can be supporting you with the meetings and the presentation and the storytelling. So thanks again, everybody, and have a great, great week.
Unmute the microphones. Let's energy. Give me some energy, you guys. All right?
Yay!
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Keep
you very
going.
much.
Thanks,
Keep growing.
everyone.
Go,
go, go.
All
God
right.
bless you all.
Hey,
Can
bye-bye.
you stream now?
Great
What?
week, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Love you, Dave.
Love you
Thank
guys.
you, Claudia.
Bye-bye, everyone.